Welcome to WrenchWay Weekly, the show where we talk about the industry's hot topics, highlight the voices of technicians, and use that information to help educate the industry. The topic for this week is are performance metrics such as efficiency, hours billed, rework, and others an accurate representation of the work you do as a technician? The results came back that 43% said yes, and 57% said no. So actually, the majority of people thought that that performance metrics weren't an accurate representation of the work that they're doing. A couple comments that we had that were really good. There's one that's very, very long, but I felt like there was a lot of good information in it. And the first comment said, it does not look at the individual and take in the human factor. If you look at humans as machines, then it is okay. Humans are different. You may have had an argument or are working on it with a health condition, have something hanging over your head that a manager most likely does not know about and does not take into consideration. This is a really, really strong comment from one of our WrenchWay Insiders, and one that I think is true of any position, but specifically technicians, right? We talk about it all the time in that a technician's time is accounted for all the time, right? 100% of the time. All the hours that they have are accounted for because we need to make sure that they're productive. And I think too often we do view them as machines. And I think that might be something where we could use a little bit more of that kind of that human side, or really understanding some of the stuff that's going on with them and being able to talk to them about it, because it could help them out. And just having a small conversation can go a really, really long way with somebody to help motivate them and get their head back in the game. The second comment we had from one of our WrenchWay Insiders was, we hear a lot about productivity rate and efficiency. As a technician with a 90% plus workload of diagnostics and or warranty, as well as helping other technicians, these metrics carry absolutely no weight with me. I like to think customer satisfaction and quality over quantity matters a great deal more in the end. And this is, I feel like, very true and maybe an accurate representation of a lot of A techs that are working on flat rate out there, right? And I hear this comment all the time. It's something that I think employers could do themselves a favor by really opening an ear to those folks, because there are some of those people that are just kind of the Swiss Army knife, right? They can do the diagnostics, they can do the under car type stuff, or under machine or truck type stuff, that really, really deep in-depth repair. But they can also do that mentoring, and they are, in some cases, a shop foreman without actually having the name shop foreman. So, I think it's important that we embrace those folks, listen to them. In a lot of cases, there are veteran technicians that have been there for a while. They know the ropes, and you probably know them pretty well too, right? So it's important to understand, what they're happy about, what they're frustrated about. And if there is some level of disconnect or frustration, this is kind of my take on this, and a lot of what we heard through our WrenchWay Insiders this week was the same thing, right? A lot of that repetitive comment, and something that I think is a huge benefit of WrenchWay Insiders is being able to see, kind of the trends that come in. This was really, really strong. And the thing I'll give our WrenchWay Insiders credit with is not a lot of it was negative, right? It wasn't negative feedback. It was just kind of good, candid feedback, and that's what we want. We don't want people just kind of complaining just to complain. We want that true, good feedback. So thank you to the WrenchWay Insiders. My take on this is KPIs, key performance indicators, like we talked about with the efficiencies and the hours billed, the rework, that they all play a part in really monitoring and understanding how productive a technician is. Now, I think one thing that's changed over the years is, especially for maybe some older folks, they can remember the days when the labor rate was $45 an hour, right? Or $35 an hour in some cases, all the way back to where maybe the stakes weren't as high, right? But the technicians weren't getting paid as highly, right? And they weren't very closely monitored. It was in a dealership setting, it was kind of a cost of doing business was having that service department out there. Same with an independent shop was that, hey, you know what? As long as we get the work done that's coming in the door, we're good. And if we're paying our bills, better. And so I think that's where things have changed over the years. Labor rates have gone up pretty drastically. I think we can all agree on that. And we've seen technician salaries go kind of follow that, right? And I think some people will argue that the salaries haven't kept up with the labor rates, but I actually think there's a pretty good correlation between the two. And if you look at it from the industry as a whole. So obviously as dollars go up, more pressure goes up there too. And that's where we see a lot of, a lot more focus on the fixed side, on the dealership side, or on just general productivity from an independent side or a fleet side or, whatever shop you've got out there. And I think, again, it just comes down to dollars. And the more dollars that are spent on that and the more that you have, that you see that gross margin and that healthy gross margin on the service side, you really start to focus on that, and that's what a business is, right? You're trying to put out as much work as you can. You want to create a good, healthy, profitable business so that you're able to open up other opportunities and be able to pay your staff what they deserve to be paid. And so, to me, KPIs are a huge part of business. I don't think they're going away anytime soon. And I kind of my last take on this is that a lot of times I equate a shop to a sports team, right? And how are football players judged? They're judged on stats. And granted, their paychecks are astronomical, but they also aren't there in 4 years if they're not performing, right? And it comes down to statistics. It's a glorified sport. I'm a big fan, but when it comes down to it, you're looking at what a quarterback's completion percentage is. You're looking at how many fumbles a running back has, maybe rework, right? And so I think it's common to every industry. This isn't just a technician statistic. This is something that as businesses grow and evolve that are really, really important. My biggest thing that I would say to all of you managers out there is make sure you sit down and understand and talk to technicians about why it's important. And then as technicians, make sure you understand what the metrics are that you're being judged on, right? Because it can be really, really easy to assume that you know what is being judged or what you're being measured on, but maybe not have a clear understanding on that. That was my experience in a lot of conversations I had with technicians as I sat down with them and worked through some of the performance metrics that I went through with them. They had a better understanding of it and then didn't feel like I was trying to pull a fast one on them or something like that. So it is really, really important and something that I think is going to keep going for strong businesses, and I encourage that. So again, thank you to all of our WrenchWay Insiders. We had just an incredible amount of comments this week. It was really, really cool to see. And again, they weren't negative comments. They were just really, really good comments. So thank you to all of our WrenchWay Insiders. As you know, if you answer the questions, you get a shot at playing our higher or lower game. And basically, by answering our challenges, you get points and then play the game. It's really, really easy. It is addicting and a really hard game and a really easy game at the same time. So it's a lot of fun and not a whole lot of skill involved. It's more just trying to see how lucky you can get. Each week we give away a $100 gift card for the winner of that higher or lower game. The winner of this week's was Matthew Lee with a high score of 33. Matthew, thank you very much for all of your comments and being able to participate in the WrenchWay Insiders program. It's greatly appreciated. Special thank you again to Diesel Laptops for sponsoring this week's prize. This was Diesel Laptops is just a great partner of ours. I can't say that enough. Good people, and they do have their their Diesel Expo coming up in a couple weeks. I'd encourage you to check that out. Lots of good information, not only on their tools, but they've got a lot of vendors there talking, and really just some good educational seminars. I'm actually going to be doing a presentation on that one. So encourage you to go check out their Diesel Expo. Matthew got a shot at our Queen of Hearts pot. It's really simple. You pick a number, and if that number turns, that's the number in the deck that you pick, and it's the Queen of Hearts, you win the big prize. Unfortunately, Matthew did not do that. So the pot increases again to $1,100. Again, it reset to from the $2,400 prize we gave a few weeks back to that $1,100. So I think every week we play, the closer and closer we are to giving away that Queen of Hearts pot. We did just post new challenges, so make sure you go on your WrenchWay Insiders app, check out those new challenges to earn more points toward being able to play the higher or lower game and ultimately, hopefully, winning the Queen of Hearts game. The WrenchWay Insiders app is invite only. We're trying to make sure that we keep it focused on technicians and service-based people. So if you'd like to receive an invite, please feel free to fill out the form on the WrenchWay Insider. On the WrenchWay website. We'll also put a link in the video description below, or you can email us at info@wrenchway.com. The topic for next week is it's a 3-part question. Employee referrals are oftentimes a shop's best source for finding qualified candidates for job openings. Many shops even offer employees cash or incentives when they refer a new employee. First question is, would you refer someone to work at your shop? I think this is a loaded question, and I love it. I really, really look forward to your answers on that. Second question is, does your shop have an employee referral program that incentivizes employees for referring friends, family for open job positions? Third question is, would you share a job opening at your shop on your personal Facebook or LinkedIn page? So 3 really, really good questions that I'm very curious to see what those of you think. I know I've worked for places in the past that I would have recommended a friend to go work at or family, and I've worked at other places where maybe I wouldn't have. So I think this is interesting, and I see both sides of this. It'll be really, really fascinating to see what everybody has to say. You can answer this question in the WrenchWay Insiders app. To earn points, to play our higher or lower game, and get a shot at that $100 Amazon gift card. And lastly, if you like what we're doing, please don't forget to subscribe to us and give this video a thumbs up. We truly appreciate all of your support, and look forward to talking to you next week.